All right guys, what I'm gonna show you today is gonna absolutely blow your mind. I've got a detachable solar panel. You haven't seen that before. I've got an awning, a spare tire, outdoor kitchen, a roof rack. I can put a tent on there or a kayak if I wanted to, all under 2,200 pounds. What's crack-a-lackin', folks? This is Cam Hilliard from Miller's RV in Baton Rouge, and I'm super excited to show you what RV News calls the teardrop of the year. All right guys, so if you don't know, RV News is the voice of the RV industry, and they refer to this kick butt, rock and roll little teardrop as the teardrop of the year. This is the Modbug 12 LRK. We're super excited about this, and I think you guys will be too. All right guys, so we're right down the side of this. I'm sure the first thing you notice are these wicked graphics. So these are mountains, they are real mountains, they're based off a real picture. I wish I knew which one it is. If you're like a geography buff, let us know in the comments what mountains these are. I'll fact check with our Modbug rep and tell you if you're right or wrong. But yeah, super sweet graphics, very unique. A lot of travel trailers look very similar. They get kind of boring. They have black or white graphics, and they just, after a while, they all seem to look the same. You're not gonna mix this up with anything else, not just because of the looks, but also because of the construction and what it brings to the table. Let's go around and check out this rear outdoor kitchen. All right guys, so around the back of the Modbug now, first thing you know is you know what this is. This is a solar panel. But what makes this so cool is, let's say you're out somewhere and you're on like BLM land and you're able to find a spot with some shade. So you're like, hey, let's save myself some time, give me some comfort. I'm gonna park under the shade, but I want my battery to still be charged via the solar panel. What you can do is actually detach this panel, and you've got, I wanna say 25 foot of cord that you can go, drag this, and I've got it's zip tied right now, but you can go move this out and put it somewhere under the sun where you're gonna get plenty of charge to it. That is just such a thinking ahead of the curve feature that Modbug does that I absolutely love. Now that may be small to you, maybe you don't really care that much about the solar, I think you probably do, but maybe you don't. But what you really will care about is going to be underneath this. Now I'm gonna point out that first of all, this is a one-piece fiberglass rear door. So it's one-piece fiberglass, so you don't have any seams on this, and even the inside of this, there's no wood that's in this trailer. This is all composite material. I guess there's very minimal wood, I should say. But even inside here, you've got beveled edges on the cabinets, and again, there's a little bit of wood on this. What I meant to say was no wood on like the surface. So the stuff that's gonna get wet, you heard how hard it was for me to pull this. It's because it's sealed really well, so water's not gonna get on that. Even if water does get on this stuff, it's not gonna hurt it. It's closer to a boat than it is a typical trailer that you might have seen before. Behind this, so you're gonna have USB, USB-C, 12 volt, 110, and light switches as well, and then also a detachable hose here, so you can use this to spray your friends or clean off your dog or wash your bikes off or anything, you name it. And then to the right of that, you're gonna have more storage here. This is a teardrop, so of course none of these cabinets are massive, but this goes back a good 10 inches or so you can make the most out of that. You've got a little net holding area here. This is perfect for like spatulas, or even if you wanna put soap or something right there, right above the sink, that's great. The sink is actually super deep. I'd find this really convenient for me. Like this whole back area would be perfect for cleaning fish, washing fish, and then I can hook up to the Blackstone griddle that actually comes with the Modbug, and I'd throw my fish on there and have a nice little fish fry right outside. So underneath, you're gonna have your Camco two-way fridge freezer here, so you can use this as a fridge, or you can even use this as a freezing unit, which is just fantastic because you can tailor it to how you need. So if like you want to use this as your freezer and you just want to bring a Yeti and throw a Yeti in this area and close it up, hey, rock and roll, then you got a fridge and a freezer. I mentioned the cabinet here, but great storage there as well. And then really just the overall vibe back here, I love it, because even like your built-in, I mean, even the door is kind of like a little built-in cover, so if it is raining, but again, I still want to cut my fish and make sure that I can, cook them under the shade, then I can just stay under here, cut, and be just fine. So I'm gonna swing around now. This little 12 LRK does have an awning. There's a reason this thing won Teardrop of the Year. It has a lot to offer. So let's swing around so you can see the awning and see the spare tire as well. All right guys, so I walked around to, I guess you would call this curbside still, even with 2 entry doors. Still beautiful mountains. Spare tire right here. I actually really like that for a couple reasons. One, if your spare tire is mounted underneath, what does that mean? Not a lot of ground clearance, or you lose ground clearance. In this case, there's no ground clearance loss, and also like, That just looks sick. It kind of reminds me of like the old military Jeeps, how they would put the spare tire like on the front or on the side. I don't know, I really like the look of that. I think it's super sick. Also, your side steps here. So I mentioned the roof rack. This roof rack is, I've never seen a roof rack, I don't know if on any trailer, but definitely not a Teardrop that's as solid as this is. You can put a tent on it. We didn't option ours with the tent just because in the South, it's really hot, so it's not super convenient to sleep in a tent unless you have to, but that's an available option that we can add. But also these side steps, these fender flares, I guess as you want to call it, I mean, these things are solid, man. I mean, you can't do that on 49 out of 50 travel trailers, especially Teardrops. These are all just for looks. That, you saw me stomp on that. It's absolutely solid. And then this may go unnoticed, but this lip right here actually helps with the wind drag, and actually helps the aerodynamics of the entire trailer. So it's gonna tow better, it's gonna handle wind better, and honestly, it just kind of looks cool to have like a little spoiler on your trailer. And then past that on the roof, you do have an HD antenna on this. So if you want to watch local channels, bring a TV, you can definitely do that. So you might have wondered, how did this awning come out? It is a manual awning. I actually don't mind that. On something small like this, a big electric awning will probably look tacky, and you can't really hide it in plain sight like you can on this. This is just a bag. We'll show you guys in a second how easy it is to put it up and take it back out. Very, very simple, and offers sun shade. Now, right now, you can see my face is shaded, my body isn't. That's because we didn't want to mess with it too much because we're on concrete, so it doesn't, we don't want to like knock the stability off it. This definitely would work better on grass or somewhere where it's a little bit softer. But all of this is adjustable, so I can lower one leg, lower both legs, and make it where it's more shade underneath here, put some camp chairs out, and be happy as could be. So I know you guys are so excited to see what's inside of this. Why did this win the Teardrop of the Year besides all this awesome stuff on the outside? I can't show you that yet. We got to swing around the front and tackle this toolbox up front. All right, guys, so around the front now, we have our sick toolbox here. Is a manual tongue jack, not a big deal on a 2,200 pound trailer. The dry weight's even less than that, less than 2,000 pound dry weight. If you want to swap for electric tongue jack, you definitely can. I'd just leave it at that, that doesn't bother me. But guys, this toolbox not only does it lock, it's also just solid. Again, this is something I could stand on if I wanted to like tie something to the top. I can use this more ways than just to store stuff in it. Now inside, I've already got a battery disconnect from the factory, which is great because then my battery's not gonna get zapped if I, leave it. Actually, even if you leave all your stuff off, RVs have a parasitic draw, so that battery will get zapped unless I have this battery disconnect. So that's a big plus. You also, I forgot to mention this, it does come with a Velcro LED light strip for the awning. So you can set the vibes all night and it's gonna be just fine out there. And then there's tons of extra space, even with your battery here. There's tons of extra space to put, you could probably even fit a small generator there, like a jerry can with some fuel, just extra supplies, wheel chocks, you name it. You have tons of space to store in here. Now, the moment that you've all been waiting for, let's check out the inside. Let's figure out even more why this won Teardrop of the Year. All right, guys, so I've got this configured a couple different ways. I have all these cushions folded up. I have this laying down to as like the way you're gonna sleep. And when you wanna fold it up to sit, a lot of Teardrops are literally just a bed. You can't do anything with it. And then underneath, also the height, I don't really know what they did difference because you have great ground clearance. Maybe your overall height is a little bit higher, but there's actually tons of room in here. So whenever I wanna come in, I'm not ready for bed, like let's say it's raining or I just wanna watch the TV, and I was mistaken, I thought you have to bring your own. It comes with the smart TV. But whenever I just wanna come in here, watch some TV, I'm usually gonna be outside, but I just want a long hike, I'm tired, I just fold that up, easy peasy. Boom, there we go. So I can watch TV here. I've actually got an electric fireplace, which is so sick. They have a window unit for the AC, which I love. It's one of my favorite things on the smaller travel trailers. One, because window units are simple. Two, if they break, they're pretty reliable. But if they break, I know I can go pretty much anywhere. I can go to a Harbor Freight, I can go to a Walmart, I can go to a Lowe's, a Home Depot, and I can get a window unit. I don't have to worry about, going to the nearest RV dealership and hopefully they have the roof AC that I need. If not, they have to order it, and they're expensive. These are really cheap, and everybody's got window units that are gonna fit this. Another thing I love about Modbug is just like this area up here, it's all customizable because like you gotta be creative thinking, but let's just say this is all basically like a big dry erase board. So I can write here, what I would do, my bucket list is going right here. And as I take the trips, drawing a line through it, just so I know, you know, hey, we went here, but we still got this, and just gives me something to look forward to. So I absolutely love that about it. You also do have lights. I don't have any, I think the battery disconnect's off right now. Yeah, I don't have any of the lights on at the moment. You have a big, fantastic fan here. So this is one of the big circumference fans. So it moves a ton of air. So if you're somewhere where, actually even today, it's really nice weather. Instead of running the AC, I can just open that up, turn the 12-volt fan on, and rock and roll. Behind me, you've got storage all here, great for water bottles, phones, you name it, because you have USB, actually just USB and USB-C here. That has USB, USB-C, and 110 hookups as well. But tons of storage here, guys. It looks good. Again, this is just very, very cleanly done. It's all routed out too, so it looks really sleek also. And then on that far end, you're gonna have overhead cabinet storage, 2 cabinets, yep, 2 cabinets. And then you're gonna have solar controllers, as well as just nice little compartments to put everything you need. Now you're wondering, is that TV gonna swing around whenever I'm driving? Nope, you can lock it in place. This is absolutely sick, guys. This is the reason why this thing won Teardrop of the Year. This is 10 out of 10, best teardrop I've ever been in. I love it, guys. Come stop by and see it, and as always, enjoy the journey.